What up, YouTube? It's your boy Giannis back again, making another return. I did say this Vince Staples project review is coming because I've really enjoyed it and it's super short. But I want to do more finals talk. I feel like it's been a while because Game 3, I believe, was Saturday. Game 4 is tonight in Milwaukee again. So small recap. Look what happens when Giannis actually gets help. Look what happens when Giannis actually gets help. The problem with the Bucks is if Middleton, Holiday, or Lopez, Tucker, Portis, literally everybody else, if they're not hitting their outside shots, the Suns can just hone in on Giannis and actually build the wall. And even with the wall, Giannis is gonna dominate because it's just a bad matchup for the Suns. You've heard all the analysts say they're just too small. Honestly, Ayton's the only one that could put up a reasonably solid defense against Giannis. And if you do that the entire game, he's just going to be in foul trouble. And they need Ayton to be good on both ends of the court. Because he's their number 3 for the Suns' big 3. So I knew once Holiday hit his first 3 of the game, I was like, okay, this is going to be a different game. And I saw Khris hit a couple shots early in the first quarter. It's like, yeah, this defense that the Suns were doing the first 2 games, it's not going to fly. It's not going to fly. Either they really hunker down and somehow bother Giannis, or they play really good defense on Holiday and the others. And hope that they miss, because that's the strategy that they need to implement. As for the other side, they just need to be. This is the first time, I wouldn't say the first time, but there are a couple of times, because whenever a team is desperate, it's going to be hard to match that intensity, even when you're up 2-0, and they kind of fell into the trap. Not only that, but Devin Booker had, I would say, his worst game of the playoffs so far. It's been a while since he had a relatively, I would say this has been since when the Lakers were up, during those Lakers games when the Lakers were up 2-1. These were his probably worst performances. His worst performance in the playoffs so far. He only had 10, did not return. Strategic. A lot of people could say you could get him back in rhythm, yada yada yada. To me, I don't know. These playoffs, if these playoffs have anything, you gotta save your best players. What's the point of dragging him back in and then say he gets his rhythm back and then boom, he gets hurt? We never know in these playoffs. So I don't mind the decision per se. It was just a bad shooting night, and they were not prepared to match the intensity of the Bucks, who are desperate. They probably will be desperate again, because they lose tonight, they'll be down 3-1. I hope that doesn't happen. I want a good series. So similar to Game 3, I'm hoping the Bucks even things up, tied at 2 games apiece. But even though I said it was going to be close, I low-key felt, even though I said it was going to be a close game, because I had that much belief in how well balanced the Suns are, I think this game will be the close one. I believe this will be a close game. It really just depends on whether or not. It will be interesting to see if it turns into a shootout where neither team is able to stop the other, say Booker and CP. Because if Booker's going along with how Ayton started last game, that could cause problems. It could cause problems defensively for the Bucks as well. So both sides, it really should be a shoot. If both teams play well, because neither team has played well in both these teams. It's either been one has played below average or relatively poor in the Suns' case in Game 3, and the other team has played either really well or great. So I'm waiting for a game where both teams are equally matched and match each other's intensity, and we get to see how a close game will unfold between these two teams. As of right now, I expect Giannis another big game. I like what Coach Bud did. It needs to be said, offensively, but I don't know. See, the problem is I feel like that's such an easy target to blame. It's just more like the offense becomes stagnant once Holiday, Middleton, and all the other guys don't hit their shots. So it really is dependent upon that. I think it's gonna be a close game. I'm gonna go Bucks by 4, simply because one trend that recently has been talked about is the boards battle. The Bucks have been dominating. Obviously, they've been dominating the boards battle, I think, in all of the series they've been in. That's because they're a huge team in today's NBA, because the modern NBA is small ball, and they can just punish people in the offensive glass. Yeah, so another close game. I expect Giannis to be the same. I don't know what to expect with Jrue and Khris, because they're roller coasters for me from an objective standpoint. They play better at home, so there's that. As for that, I expect a bounce back game from Devin Booker, and I expect a better performance from the Suns overall. That's all the time I have for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Please give the video a like. I greatly appreciate it. And as always, catch you on the flip side, guys. Peace.